Today we're going to be making a feminine paper banner using cricut flowers. And we're going to start by doing two different cuts. The first one being flowers, followed immediately afterwards with doing circles. When cutting on the Cricut, everything tends to be the same way. You're going to open up looking for a new project. For this one, I used Dogwood 3D Flowers, typed it in, comes up, it gives you a choice, and I chose this little white and green one. And then I put it to edit. And it's great because this one come already grouped and ready to go. That's one of the reasons I kept it. You're going to change the size on it up to the top, making sure that it's locked. Once you got that done, you're going to copy and paste and make as many flowers as you need for your banner pieces, one for each banner. Once you have as many flowers as you want, you're going to go up on the right hand side at the top where the green button is. It says make. Click on that. It might ask you if you want to save it. You can or you don't need to. And that was a quick look at the cut file. Next thing you got to do is choose your material. I use cardstock for intricate cuts. You can see that happen there. And then there's a thing where it needs you to emboss. And you can do it with a stylus or you can do it with a cutting head. And I just use the stylus. So I switch the tool, put the stylus in, and then let it go. Now from here you push the start button on your machine. Okay? This is what the screen looks like while it's cutting. And this is what you're doing physically with the cutting machine. Okay? I've got two A and B. A clip has got the stylus in it and the B clip has the fine cutting blade. So that's the petals, and now the machine will click you through to do exactly the same thing with the leaves and with the pistils. And then we're going to start making these circles that you see here. The process for the circles is the same. You go in and you type in new project, type in circle. It'll find a bunch of them. I've used the first one that was free. Then you hit make it. Resize it to 5 inches, same way. Copy it. Mine was on 8.5 by 11 for the pattern I wanted. So I moved mine like this, adjusted the side, but if you're using 12 by 12, you don't have to do that. Then you select your materials. I used, again, intricate cuts for cardstock. I used just the regular fine tip blade like it says on the interface there. Push the go button, and that's all there is to it. Repeat for as many as two leaves and the two inserts. And again, I have some done in stages behind here. I've done ahead of time just to speed it up the video a little bit. Okay, so what I did was start with the embossing side up, and I used the pad of my pinky finger to form the blossoms. You could use one of those round flower dolls or those what do they call them, tools for fondant, but I didn't be bothered. It looks good enough like this. So just put your finger in, turn it around like that. Piece of dry glue on that one. Turn it around like this here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little dab right in the middle here. Okay, so that's our blossoms.
I'm gonna let that dry for a while before I flip it over. But I have a dried one here. What I'm gonna do for this now is I'll flip it over and we're gonna put the leaves on the back side. Wrong side up, of course. Here. This side. Okay, I'm gonna put that aside and let it dry. Here's one that's already dry, or almost dry. Flip it over. And now we can put our middle in it. Put the middle in, I just take these little pieces here. I very carefully just fold up the edges, the little spines, so they stand up. There it is, all folded up. Another little dab of glue and put it right in the middle there. You can, of course, use hot glue for this, but I would rather leave them time to dry than get burnt. Now for the middle piece, you can leave it flat or you can choose to fold it up a little bit. I'll fold mine up a little bit, just like I did the last one. I use my little pointer to kind of bump it into the center there and push it down. And there's our flower. So let's get making the sections for a pretty little banner here. What I did is I am using our cut circles and these from the dollar store. It's little paper napkins to make them a bit bigger. And then some Elmer's glue, brayer. And I really like these little dollar store tools. I use them to put the glue on in tiny amounts. And then just a couple of cricut tools. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do, take one in the middle. I'm going to line them up by eye in the middle. It's pretty easy to do because they line up with these white parts of the doily. Okay, like that. The next thing is I'm going to take my glue, and I prefer, because of the absorbency of the doily, I prefer to put the glue on this side because I'm afraid that it might make the paper ripple. Okay, so just go like that. And again, because of the moisture in the glue, I'm going to spread it around so it doesn't get an opportunity to wet our paper too much. Okay, so I'm going to line these up good. Put it down. We'll do the other side here. Same thing. So I'm writing a blog post for us right now about my craft room. And I've got it all cleaned and organized and looks really good. See how it's rippled on the paper here a little bit? If I had done that on this paper, probably would have done the same thing. Anyway, back to my craft room. But then it looked a little too neat and tidy, if that makes sense. It needed some accessories, so that's why I'm busy making some paper decor here. If once you've got them dry, or if once you've got them attached, open them up like this to dry. Otherwise, they sometimes glue together and you have to use a tool to take them apart. Okay. Okay, let's start by making the end here. I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Knot, loop, and then tie it a couple times more.
So I recorded putting the banner pieces on the cording for the entire thing, but I'm going to cut that out of here, make it shorter. All you do is you put the string along the top, and then you're going to add 3 dabs of glue, 1 on each side and 1 in the bottom, in order to not get any, you don't want any on your string, that way you can slide the banner piece along to adjust it once it's hung. Okay, just like that. Then you just grab a flower, glue the back, and put it in the middle. I forgot to add a flower to that one. And there they are done. I hung it up over the curtain in my craft room, and I think it makes a nice little cottagecore feminine touch and brightened it up a little bit. Anyway, happy crafting.